G'day YouTube. Those of you who've already seen the movie on the elegant minimalist generator shed bracket hutch kennel question mark may recall I mentioned that I was threatening to give this thing a kind of a whimsical windmill to be run by the gas flow of the exhaust and the cooling air. After it's done its stuff, cooling the cylinder and the cylinder head and the exhaust and the cooling air exit coming out of the alternator as well, having cooled the electrics down. And there are some ideas that are so whimsical that it's impossible not to give way to the urge. And it sort of percolated around in the confines of what I laughingly call my mind until I just couldn't resist it. So we have 3 pieces of coat hanger wire, one of which is the axle and the other 2 of which support the cantilevered beam folded out of scrap aluminium alloy which supports that axle, a sheet alloy folded turbine rotor and a slightly venturi shaped duct. So what we've got is a ram air turbine of remarkably simple construction, which folds more or less neatly in place. I'd like to blow on it for you and show you how easy it spins, but when it's in the stowed position it actually fouls with the bottom splashboard. Fairly tight clearances to get the biggest turbine I could in the existing space. One point, the ram air turbine must be in the deployed position before elevating the exhaust end of the generator hutch. If it's in the stowed position and you try and raise it, it will run into the lifting frame on the generator. The idea of the black and white paint is so that the motion shows up and you actually get a visual display for the tiny amount of work being done by the turbine scavenging kinetic energy, basically from the sound of the airflow. So if you really wanted to spin the bullshit, you'd call it an exhaust gas powered ram air turbine driven rotary silencer. But why bother spinning the bullshit? I think it's funny just the way it is. Anyway, let's see if we can start the generator and see what happens when it's running and deployed. Here's the other trap for beginners. This edge will contact the ground when we elevate the hutch, so therefore it has to be in the unlocked but stowed position before we elevate the hutch. And as you can see, yeah, clearances are pretty tight. So fuel on, choke on, ignition on. Let's see how it goes. Okay. 3, 2, 1. I think we have a success. It's not perfectly balanced, but it's working. exhaust gas flow powered ram air turbine. Like I said, I've been in mad scientist mode. Warbles on a lot to YouTube.